He's one of the most influential voices in the media today. His program has attracted millions of viewers around the world and the ire of the White House. And just a few hours ago, my good friend Glenn Beck announced plans that later this year he would end his hugely popular show on the Fox News channel. Here now, my colleague, compatriot, friend, and mentor, Glenn Beck.
How are you, sir?
What a shocker, Beck. What a surprise.
Was it really for you?
It really was. I sat down to prepare my notes to interview you.
Yeah.
And then I never used the notes because we just go spontaneously. When all of a sudden this came through on the emails, and I immediately emailed some of our superiors on the second floor to say, is this true?
I'm anxious to see and hear the response from the listeners tomorrow on radio, because I have been talking around this for almost a year. You know, before we went to 828, I was talking around this. When I started the E4 project, I kept saying, hear me, prepare yourself for a time when I'm not going to be around. You've got to lead. You've got to know what's true. And I tried to do it, you know, for those who had ears and eyes.
What's next for you?
I have some things
that you're allowed to reveal.
You know what? I will tell you this. I'm working on some things with Fox, some specials, et cetera, But I'm so tempted to say this to all those who say, "Oh, celebrate." You are going to pray for the days of 5 p.m. You're going to pray for the days. You're going to look back and go,
"What?" Are you telling me bigger, better, and more Beck than we've been accustomed to?
I'm saying that look out. Look out.
All right. If we were a few blocks north of here, where the president is at a fundraiser in Harlem, while the government is about to shut down and members of Congress are feverishly negotiating with each other over...
I don't know why they're negotiating so feverishly. This is a Congress that didn't pass a budget since 2009.
Right.
Why the hurry all of a sudden? Why? It's almost as if they wanted a shutdown. And the president is raising money. How irresponsible can you be and arrogant? How much, I mean, what does it say that a president knows that a government shutdown is coming?
Right.
And he's off raising money for his political campaign. He knows the press won't hold his feet to the fire and say, what kind of King Louis have we created?
You know, Charlie Rangel, whom we've both interviewed, and who agrees that the war in Libya is unconstitutional and that the Congress should take back the authority to declare war from the president, answered this. And I said, Charlie, where are the Democrats? Why are they letting him get away with this? Why does nobody keep his feet to the fire? He looked at me and he said, Judge, because we like him and we agree on just about everything else that he does.
It doesn't matter.
Destroy the Constitution, destroy human life, change the balance of power between the president and the Congress, and they let him get away with it? Will the press let him get away with
Yes, they will.
Raising money in Harlem instead of negotiating on the budget?
The press is allowing Cass Sunstein's wife to be the one whispering in the president's ear that makes Congress completely irrelevant of responsibility to protect. That changes the dynamics, not only that the president declares war, but now, forget about Congress, now forget about the president. The United Nations declares war.
Do you think, I mean, I know you think this because you predicted it at a time when there was less evidence than there is now, that the president has no respect for our national sovereignty. The president went to a bunch of Arab dictators in Cairo, he went to a bunch of social democrats in Belgium, and he went to a bunch of pointy-headed folks on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and not to the Congress.
Let me ask you this. Why did the president of the United States give a campaign speech in Berlin?
That's right.
Why?
And there were 200,000 people.
Why did he do it, Judge? Why did he do it?
He wants to be the president of the world.
We are fundamentally transforming the United States of America and the world. Why is George Soros, as a private individual, having Bretton Woods 3? Bretton Woods 1 was where, after World War II, we decided the U.S. dollar would be the gold standard. Bretton Woods 2 is when we got off it because we wanted the Great Society and a war and couldn't pay it. And so we changed the way everything works. Bretton Woods 3 is being held right now with George Soros, and nobody's saying anything.
We've got about 30 seconds left. What can be done about this other than what you and I and people that agree with us say on
Make you
there?
the replacement for me at 5 p.m.
I hope our bosses are watching.
Make you the replacement.
I've been here for 13 years. You've been here for a little over 2. It's hard for me to remember what Fox was like without you. It's hard for me to imagine what it'll be like without you.
I ain't leaving, so don't worry about it. I love you. You have taught me much, and I have learned a lot.
And you've brought me on those trips with you, and I've seen you hold an audience like no one I've ever seen could do.
Thank you, sir.
Glenn Beck, it's been a pleasure to work with you. We'll continue to work together.
See you soon.
You got it. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, it's the Nanny Steak on.